Now, have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, this person always finds a way to unsettle you? Toxic people have an uncanny ability to disrupt our emotional balance. They manipulate, disrespect boundaries, and drain our energy, leaving us feeling powerless and emotionally exhausted. Over time, this constant exposure to negativity can trigger anxiety, stress, and a loss of control over our emotions. We may find ourselves replaying interactions in our minds, wondering if we could have handled things differently or worse, questioning our own worth. Yet, as the Stoics remind us, the true source of our suffering is not external events, but our interpretation of them. According to Epictetus, it is not the actions of others that harm us, but how we choose to perceive and respond to them. This shift in perspective is crucial when dealing with toxic individuals. Instead of attempting to change them, a task that often proves futile, we must focus on strengthening our own resilience. Many people fall into the trap of trying to fix or reform those who constantly bring negativity into their lives. They believe that with enough patience or kindness, the other person will change. But as Stoic wisdom teaches, the only thing within our control is our own mind and actions. Holding on to the hope that someone toxic will suddenly become different only leads to frustration. True peace comes when we stop seeking validation or fairness from those incapable of offering it. By embracing Stoicism, we can learn to set firm boundaries, protect our inner tranquility, and develop a mindset that is impervious to manipulation. The first step is realizing that no one has the power to disrupt our peace unless we allow it. Many believe that simply ignoring a toxic person will solve the problem, as if silence alone will deter their negativity. However, avoidance without clear boundaries often allows toxic behavior to persist. True resilience comes not from passively enduring difficult people, but from establishing firm yet composed limits that safeguard our inner peace. According to Seneca, those at peace with themselves are unaffected by the actions of others. This highlights the importance of defining what we will and will not tolerate. A lack of boundaries invites manipulation, emotional exhaustion, and a gradual erosion of self-worth. By setting limits, we reclaim control over our well-being and refuse to let someone else's dysfunction dictate our emotional state. The key to effective boundary setting lies in communication, firm but without hostility. The Stoics emphasize reason over emotion, ensuring that our words remain calm and measured. Instead of engaging in arguments or reacting impulsively, we state our limits with clarity and consistency. If someone habitually disrespects our time, we assert, "I won't be able to discuss this now. Let's revisit it when it's constructive." If manipulation is used as a tool, we respond with detachment. "I understand your perspective, but I will not engage in this dynamic." A useful Stoic strategy in these moments is ataraxia, mental imperturbability. It is the practice of maintaining an unshaken mind, regardless of external circumstances. When faced with provocation, rather than fueling the fire with emotional reactions, we become an unmoved observer. Just as a raging storm has no power over a well-anchored ship, the negativity of others loses its force when met with unwavering calm. Mastering this skill requires self-discipline, but it is a direct path to freedom. Each time we refuse to let external chaos infiltrate our internal state, we reaffirm control over our own mind. The power we give others over our peace is the power we surrender over ourselves. Through Stoic wisdom, we learn that true strength is not in retaliation, but in the steadfast preservation of our tranquility. Emotional control is the foundation of true strength. The Stoics understood that external events do not disturb us. Our judgments about them do. When facing toxic individuals, the real battle is not with them, but within ourselves. The moment we allow their negativity to dictate our emotions, we have surrendered control. Instead of reacting impulsively, Stoicism teaches us to pause, assess, and respond with wisdom. Emotional outbursts, defensiveness, or retaliation only feed the toxicity we seek to avoid. A well-trained mind remains composed, indifferent to provocation, and guided by reason. As Marcus Aurelius suggests, disturbances come not from what happens, but from how we interpret them. If we change our perception, we change our reality. To cultivate this mindset, self-questioning is an essential practice. Before reacting to an offense, we ask ourselves, does this truly affect my life, or is my ego wounded? Will this matter in a day, a month, or a year? Is this person's behavior a reflection of me or of their own inner struggles? By shifting the focus inward, we dismantle the emotional hooks others attempt to use against us. Another key Stoic principle is understanding what is within our control and what is not. We cannot change how others behave, but we can control our response. Rather than engaging in futile attempts to alter toxic people, we direct our energy towards strengthening our own resilience. When negativity arises, we practice detachment, allowing it to pass like a fleeting storm. Those who master emotional control become impervious to manipulation. They no longer react out of anger, nor do they seek validation from those incapable of offering it. The strongest individual is not the one who dominates others, but the one who remains unshaken, anchored in self-mastery. After all, if you control your mind, no one else holds power over you. There comes a point when no amount of reasoning, boundary setting, or emotional control is enough to salvage a relationship poisoned by toxicity. Some individuals thrive on conflict, manipulation, and draining the energy of those around them. Engaging further only fuels the cycle, leaving you exhausted and emotionally depleted. The question then becomes, when does holding on cause more harm than letting go? According to Marcus Aurelius, we should not waste time debating what a good person should be. We should simply be one. This wisdom applies directly to toxic relationships. It is not our responsibility to change others or endure their negativity indefinitely. The decision to walk away is not an admission of defeat. It is a recognition that our peace is more valuable than endless battles with someone unwilling to change. Recognizing when a relationship is causing more harm than good requires self-awareness. If interactions consistently leave you anxious, drained, or questioning your self-worth, it's a sign that this connection is no longer serving you. Walking away does not mean cutting ties impulsively or burning bridges. It means strategically distancing yourself while maintaining your integrity. This may involve limiting contact, reducing emotional investment, or, in extreme cases, removing the person from your life altogether. A crucial step in this process is surrounding yourself with individuals who uplift and support you. Toxic people distort your perception of relationships, making you believe that manipulation and criticism are normal. By choosing to invest in connections built on respect and mutual growth, you reinforce your self-worth and cultivate an environment that nourishes your emotional well-being. The guilt of walking away can be overwhelming, especially if the toxic individual is a family member, longtime friend, or someone you once deeply cared for. But as Stoic philosophy reminds us, duty is not to endure endless suffering, but to act in alignment with reason in truth. You owe nothing to those who only bring you pain. Walking away is not abandonment, it is self-preservation. True liberation comes not just from walking away from toxicity, but from releasing the emotional weight it leaves behind. Holding on to resentment, anger, or frustration only keeps us tethered to what we wish to escape. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our lives. Peace is not found in external circumstances, but in mastering our inner world. Stoicism teaches us that inner peace is cultivated through acceptance, self-discipline, and focusing on what truly matters. We cannot control others, nor can we rewrite the past, but we can control how we choose to move forward. Letting go is not about condoning harmful behavior, it is about refusing to let it define us. By practicing detachment, we free ourselves from the emotional chains of resentment and regain control over our minds. Daily self-reflection is a powerful tool to reinforce this mindset. Taking time to question our thoughts, challenge negative narratives, and redirect our focus toward growth strengthens our emotional resilience. A simple yet effective practice is journaling. What emotions am I holding on to that no longer serve me? What can I focus on today that aligns with my values? Small, intentional actions lead to lasting transformation. No challenge, no matter how difficult, has the power to disrupt your peace unless you allow it. The Stoic path is not about avoiding hardships, but facing them with wisdom and clarity. The final question is, which of these strategies will you apply today to reclaim your peace? Comment below and let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights on Stoic wisdom.